Hi again, my lovelies. Today is shoulder day. Oh my gosh, are they taking a little bit of a beating at the moment, our poor little shoulders? So here is something to really zing them up, give you a little bit of movement that doesn't take long. You can do it as you get up, wait for your kettle to boil. Two things you're gonna need. Either a stick, which can be your broomstick, it can be your mop, or a yoga belt or a pair of jeans like we did yesterday with the hamstring stretches. It really doesn't matter what it's there for. I'll show you. We're going to use the pole for a little bit of mobility of the shoulders. We're going to be taking the pole up and above our head. So whether that's a stick or whether you're working with a belt or pair of jeans, it really doesn't matter. Take up all the slack if you're working with something less rigid, and then you're going to do exactly the same thing in exactly the same way. No excuses. Alright, I'm going to go back to my stick. What you need to have is a comfortably wide grip. You want to be able to clear your head. Also, the narrower the grip, the more of a strain, the more taxing that will be for your shoulders. So I'm keeping my grip nice and wide, especially to start with, but also because my shoulders, especially the left one, they are actually a little bit stiff this morning. So easy does it. Okay, so we're going to start by just bringing the stick overhead. Okay, what we don't want to do here is to be so ambitious with how far we reach that we end up arching the back. I mean, you can. Movement is movement. But if you want to isolate this mobility exercise to your shoulder joint, then try and minimize too much play around your thoracic area or your low back. Okay, another thing to try and control is what your ribs are doing. It goes with the back. So if the back does this, the ribs go forward. Again, it's a bit of a cheat. Try and keep the ribs connected downwards as you lift the arms. The shoulder movement is quite complex. It requires the shoulder joint itself to move. It requires your shoulder blade to move, but it also requires your thoracic to extend. So we're not going to get too technical about this. Motion is lotion, as they say. Okay, I'm feeling quite warmed up here. You may have noticed another thing I'm not doing is sticking my head forward. My head stays right above my shoulders. Okay. Whew. A nice progression from here would be to bring the stick or your belt behind your head to the top of your shoulders. Hopefully you can see me here. Alright. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. This is really good for us to counteract the forward rounded shoulder posture that we adopt with almost everything we do in everyday life. This wakes up the rhomboids, the muscles between your shoulder blades, fires them, teaches them to be stronger. Oh my gosh, my left shoulder blade is a little bit lazy. Pay attention to what's happening. Be kind to yourselves, but just be curious. Okay, for those of you who might be finding this a little bit easy, here's your final progression on this shoulder mobility drill. Now, this is by no means what we're aiming for. We're just trying to get the mobility that your shoulders can achieve, whether this is staying here or staying here. What I would say is go to where you can and always come back to the beginning. A wider grip is more forgiving than a narrower grip, and also a looser handhold is more forgiving. Oh yeah, that's too much for me. So play around, be kind to yourself. Now next, we've gone forwards and backwards. We're going to do circles. Okay, take your time to wrap your heads around this. Okay, I'm going to vocalize a little bit. My leading hand goes up, my other hand goes down. Up here and return. This is what it looks from the side. And return. Okay. This is called Around the World. I was taught this routine by my lovely ex-colleague Uju, who some of you may have met. Actually, her original video is still sitting in our Facebook page videos, so by all means go and check it out. Change direction, up, back and around. Find your rhythm. Oh, this is so nice. The shoulder joint is getting a really good lubrication with this. Enjoy. It can take you 3 minutes, it can take you 5 minutes. If you're working with a stick and you want to add a little bit more mobility around your wrists, point the end of your stick to a corner, maybe the corner of the wall, skirting board, a piece of furniture, and you're going to, basically that position will stabilize your stick. And just turn, rotate your hand, wrist, elbow, shoulder, around. Lovely mobility for the wrist. I would recommend keeping your grip not tight, but as congruent with your stick as possible, as opposed to just a very loose 2-finger grip. I mean, that's nice, but it's not going to get you the deep rotation muscles of your wrist and forearm. Lovely to release the wrist if you've spent a lot of time typing. Alright, my friends, a little bit of palm mobility for your shoulders and a little bit for the wrists. Enjoy.